Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you're someone who's looking forward to start your professional work experience in Canada, then it's very important for you to understand the difference between India and Canada with respect to working culture. And this I'm saying as a person who has been working from past almost 1.5 years. Along with that, I also handle multiple clients with respect to freelancing digital marketing services. So without a delay, let's get into the video and understand the cultural differences. If you're someone who is watching my video for the first time, I suggest you to check out my other videos as well, because I've been making videos for more informational purposes, and consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're someone who already subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. So let me begin with the first step, that is the hiring process. There are considerable difference between the way companies hire in India and the way companies hire in Canada. First and foremost thing is with respect to interview process. In India, if you see, hiring decision is pretty much made on the weightage a resume carries. For example, if you have bigger brands, if you have good educational institutions, I think 40 to 50% you're already sold. Whereas in Canada, the hiring process is really holistic in the way that they actually want to look at your previous work references, and if you're applying for job, expect that you will be given skill-based tests. The moment you apply job in Indeed, there is a high likelihood that immediately you will get a message saying you complete this assessment. Giving a test for any hiring process is a common thing in Canada. At the same time, when you're applying for one role in Canada, you're expected to have a bit of knowledge when it comes to that particular role. For example, if I'm applying for digital marketing job, then people by default expect that I know not just how I handle Google ads or paid marketing. I also should be knowing basics of coding. I should be knowing how to develop a website. I should be having basics of design process and video editing skills. So all these entire things are required in Canada. Whereas the same digital marketing role, if I apply in India, I will be more evaluated only on the experience I have in terms of managing advertisements, paid media. While I being a digital marketer there, I will have a support of a dedicated designer, probably a video team, and a content writer as well. But in Canada, they all expect that you have knowledge of all these things as a one person. So that's a very different thinking from Indian hiring process to Canadian hiring process. The next difference is about workplace expectations. The first thing I want to talk about is timing. In India, if you see, if let's say office starts at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, there is a little bit of flexibility given to you that you come, like if it's 10 o'clock, people don't mind if you come by 10, 15 or 10:20. Whereas in Canada, timing matters a lot. Majority of the workplaces start early and you are expected to arrive at office on time or before time. If you're someone who is observed to come late, then you will have a negative impact. Another biggest negative thing and a suggestion that I want to give is with respect to use of mobile phones. So in India, it's a very common thing that people use mobile phones during work, and we take breaks quite often. Like people go for tea, coffee, or it's a common thing in India and people don't mind about it. But in Canada, it's none of these are allowed. Usage of mobile phones or personal works during work hours is strictly either not encouraged. In many places, it is prohibited. So you will get a notice that mobile phones are not allowed in office premises. So for this reason, I would actually honestly suggest you that if you're someone planning to start your career here, your professional life here, best way is either do not carry your mobile phone at all, or keep your mobile phone in bag or some places where you don't have access to during the work hours. Third point I want to convey is office hierarchy. Majority of the organization in India follows a hierarchical system. In Canada, it's more like a flat culture. You're free to approach anybody in the office and discuss things that you would like to discuss. And along with the hierarchical difference that I want to talk about is communication style. So in India, people generally say directly no to you. I don't mean to offend anybody, but there is a culture where we are okay to directly throw the negativity on the other person. And as a juniors, we are okay to receive a little bit of negativity also, because that somewhere that understanding is there between a manager and a subordinate. Whereas in Canada, you will not see that most likely. People are very polite. So even when they want to say no, people will say in a way that they will tell you while this is appreciated, however, so and so will add more value. Another example is when you're starting meetings. In India, it's a very common thing to say, let's jump into the agenda. Whereas in Canada, you will notice that once you join a meeting, you will have like at least 5 minutes of general discussions, getting to know what's going on, how was your weekend, what did you do, did you travel somewhere. Such small talk at the beginning is encouraged, considered very friendly. The next key difference is the salary and payment structure. Comment and let me know how many of you actually know that you will get your salary every once in 2 weeks. Canada, whereas in India, if you see, you will get it at the end of the month or beginning of the next month. Please see if your employer is providing an insurance, because insurance is a very critical in Canada. And the last point I want to convey is about the leave. In India, there is kind of a negativity around applying leave. Even if you're sick, you have a little hesitation in India when it comes to applying for sick leave. That is completely on the opposite side in Canada. If you're someone who wants to go on a vacation with your family, that is considered as like a beautiful thing you're doing. And when you're sick, it is highly recommended that you take a 1 or 2 days off and take a sick leave. And with that, I want to tell, when you start your professional career here, you try to adopt these cultures and be part of the group and grow together. Try to adopt to the culture and try to deliver the best results. So with that thought, I'm going to conclude this video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. Let's work together to spread more awareness about the cultural difference in professional life. With that, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Bye bye.